With the support of the Republic! General Leia Organa leads a brave resistance! You know what sucks? Max von Sydow just died.
Well, he's about to again.
It's just the First Order.
Not the Galactic Empire. They're very different.
I hope they get some revenge.
Of the Sith.
They return.
Of the Jedi.
They will rise of Skywalker.
They will attack of the clones. They are the Phantom Menace.
Oh look, A New Hope.
He's like my favorite droid. And
He's
he's very round. That's why.
He's the most useful of all the droids.
He's not an asshole like R2. There's no explanation for where this map comes from.
Yeah, did Luke make his own map?
That's the question, because like he clearly didn't want to be found.
And if he didn't want to be found, then why did he make a map?
And if he didn't make it, then who made
piece
it?
out of it where he is, and then
well,
put it
wasn't
somewhere
Luke
else.
Fucking three-eyed Raven?
Luke was traveling, we've learned in episode 9, with...
Lando, his best friend.
Yes.
So maybe Lando made the
maybe
map
Lando was
and
making
took
it.
out the part where Luke.
But why
put it
wouldn't
somewhere
Lando
else.
just be like, "Here's the map"?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, they
make
didn't
any
plan on
sense.
having him in the trilogy till the third one.
You're
for
very
nostalgia.
right. So they didn't really plan that he made the map till the third one.
Literally every plot hole is summed up with, "Well, they didn't know that until the next movie."
That's so true. Like everyone was like, "Oh, they had a plan." No, the fuck they didn't.
That blaster has some force to it. Not like the force, but like some, you know.
No, I knew exactly what you meant. You didn't have to clarify.
I felt like I did.
Blaster did not have the force in it.
Look how old you've become.
It's exactly what he sounds like. It's not even voice modulated.
Yeah, they
it's
didn't
just
change-
Adam Driver.
Yeah, they didn't change Adam Driver's voice. It's just naturally that deep.
Wait for it. Here we go with the quips.
This is like peak Avengers time. They were trying to capitalize on Marvel.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Oh, that's such a 2015 line.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's very hard to understand you with all the...
Right.
Little Joss
I
Whedon-isms.
get it. I'm cool and hip and modern. I'm aware of all the tropes that are going on.
That makes it okay.
It would be fine if his character was like that throughout, but his character's like this, like, maverick, cool dude, and like he's supposed to be badass pilot. And he's like, "Do you talk first? I talk first." He's like Spider-Man.
The dialogue in episode 4, how do I put this? It feels like it's from a different world. Like, they reference shit that you just have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Yep.
They're like, the Jundland Wastes are not a safe place to travel by yourself. And you're like, what the fuck is a Jundland Waste? In these movies, they just talk, like, really vaguely, and they think that's the same as, like, world building. You know, it's...
Well, they talk, like, they try and make it as accessible as possible in this universe.
Exactly.
Who are your parents?
God, being a Palpatine's just so tough. It gets better. They released the novelized version of the movie, which doesn't count for anything. But in it, they're like, actually, he's not only her father, but he's a clone of Palpatine. You're like, what the fuck?
Oddly enough, I do like all 3 Disney Star Wars movies.
Yep.
Me too. At times, they feel like Star Wars. You know what doesn't ever feel like Star Wars? The fucking prequels.
I'll give you 25 credits for all of your shit. It's like a GameStop, but in space.
Portions. It's like you don't know anything about anything. God, you're not even a
you
fan.
fucking casual.
You know the last time I saw this movie was in theaters with you. That's her dad.
No, that was her grandfather's nemesis. I'm trying to piece together and see if, like, the Palpatine grandfather thing...
Makes sense?
It makes literal sense. It just... I'm, like, trying to, like... How plausible
You're
is
trying to get any inkling of it being foreshadowed to?
it? Yeah, like, how plausible is it that she, in fact, is the granddaughter of Palpatine?
Honestly, watching this and then episode 8 back to back, to me it was very clear that her parents aren't important.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
This is called the Force Aneurysm.
Harder, Daddy.
He is a
What?
vegetable.
Well then, if it's on Jakku, we'll soon have it.
If there's one person in that room who was going to betray him, it would have been Hux.
Well, considering he's the only character we know.
I guess.
Got him.
Why are you helping me?
I hate it here.
Because it's the right thing to do. You need a pilot. I need a pilot.
Serious moment. Better undercut it with some comedy.
I don't know. That comedy really worked.
So the reason he wants out is because the horrors of war. And he's just mowing down people right now.
Especially that kind of undercuts, like, how in the later movies...
He doesn't want to kill at all.
Yeah, it's established also that, like, these clone troopers are also just him.
Yeah,
You know?
they're also kids who were just kidnapped and forced into this world. That being, like, the second scene of Finn right after his first, like, scene of him, like, freaking out, I think that really speaks to the fact that Disney didn't really care about this character's arc to begin with.
The thing for Finn is it seems more like self-defense, so we, as an audience, are more reluctant to, like, be like, oh, he's just murdering these people. Because they started shooting first, technically. What's your name? I don't have one. Alright, what's your serial number?
Star Wars story. Han and Leia named Kylo Ren, right?
Yeah, they named
Yeah,
him
they named him
Ben.
Ben.
Ben. How well
Benjamin.
did they know Obi-Wan?
Leia never met him.
Leia never met, and
Han knew him for like a day and a half.
Yep.
Did they name him after him? Is that like the
That's-
canon
yeah,
reason?
it's-
I mean, I'd assume
What else would that be?
there's
It's Ben
literally
Kenobi.
no other character in the series named Ben.
Yeah, but you could just like the name. Man, I don't believe the guy I just met's dead.
Wait, what's the story reason? Did he get out early?
Yeah, he
He
got out early.
ejected somewhere else.
How did he not notice him eject?
Poe just disappears for no reason.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, yes, and
I think they probably planned on him dying, and then they brought him back.
I feel like the trio should have been BB-8, Finn, and Rey. Fuck it.
I won't have you question my methods.
They're obviously skilled at committing high treason. Perhaps Leader Snoke should...
that's foreshadowing.
Yeah, it is. That's good.
That's clever.
It definitely is just a coincidence, but
I don't know. JJ did this one and that one, so
Very true, actually.
or it was like, oh, thank God Ryan didn't fuck up Hux. Now I can actually have him be a traitor.
if anything, Ryan advanced the Hux story because he had him almost kill Kylo.
Yeah, they have great tension.
Glad that one subplot carried through consistently in 3 movies and not
It's
the
like
rest
the
of them.
only consistent thing.
I know.
I think Kylo Ren's character is consistent.
I agree as well.
also agree. I think him and Rey are the only consistent parts of this trilogy.
What do you do when this happens? Stand and stare?
I like how BB-8 emotes. I think that's why he might be my favorite.
It's one of the reasons. He's also the most useful of all the droids.
He's very useful, and he emotes. You, like, understand. R2 just goes... And it's like, cool.
Call in the airstrike.
Alright, I lost him in the crowd. Bomb the city.
We need a pilot!
We've got one!
No, we need a hell of a pilot!
Ah, more Finn trying to slaughter people.
Finn's actually a serial killer.
Well, you know, times of war, you gotta just murder everyone around you.
In times of peace, too.
Yeah, Rey's next. She's about to go.
This is actually one of my favorite set pieces from the new trilogy. Nothing like taking an absurdly large and cumbersome ship into just the tiniest area you can imagine.
It's basically just is a target for the ships. It's a big pancake
Yeah.
with these like 2 big devil horns and this side cockpit.
Lando flew this shit through a Death Star. He is actually a great pilot.
Yeah, he is probably the best in the galaxy.
He flew that shit in.
Whoa. Best in the galaxy.
He flew that. He's no Han Solo. He didn't crash a ship that flew straight. The Falcon takes an absurd amount of damage in these films.
It's like a Nokia cell phone. It's outdated, but it won't break.
Whoa!
I need that super cut of him just going woo all the time.
It's like
It'd
30
be like
seconds.
2 minutes long.
I don't know your name.
Neither do I.
What's yours?
I'm Rey Palpatine.
I didn't realize how much they were low-key setting up a Finn Rey thing.
Loki!
High key.
I buy it in the sense that he kind of likes her, but she doesn't care at all.
Yes.
That's 100% what's happening.
14 parsecs.
Geriatric Harrison Ford stumbling through a ship.
I thought it was a mistake too, but it's too much stress on the hyperdrive.
Dad?
Han Solo, you're a dead man.
Not yet. Wait till the end of the movie.
We want our money back now.
I love the space Irish.
Is there a space Ireland? Was there a space civil war with Ireland?
Yeah.
So you're telling me in that language that twice means sig sig.
I mean, it's not a bad sequence, but I've always felt like this sequence was kind of unnecessary to the film.
It advances the story, but it seems a little too contrived. Like, why is this happening now?
It kind of reminds me of the Riz Ahmed scene in...
Oh, when he gets raped by a tentacle monster?
Yeah.
That's like a 30-second thing.
Yeah, why is this
like,
in the movie?
This
you
is
know?
like an
Yeah.
extended sequence.
Yeah.
That's for the Lego sets promotion, so that we can
It
buy them.
definitely is, though.
This hyperdrive blows are gonna be pieces of us in 3 different systems.
I bypassed the compressor.
My carbon monoxide monitor was malfunctioning and kept going off, so I pulled it out of the wall.
And now it's not going off.
Now I'm tired.
General Kenobi, years ago, you fought along my...
Yes. So he killed my dad? Yeah, let's go with that. That way it doesn't look like I cut your dad in half and then he went, I hate you!
I turned your dad into a fucking quadriplegic.
And then he screamed at the top of his lungs while looking like a frog.
The Force, the Jedi, all of it.
It's all bullshit. You should go home.
This is our stop.
This is the destroyed remains of Alderaan. I'm dropping you off here. The planets in this movie are gorgeous.
Yes, they are.
And this entire trilogy, actually.
You know how to use one of those?
Yeah, you pull the trigger.
No, you're doing it all wrong. Put it at your hip and aim with your other arm wildly up.
You gotta throw your arm back before you fire.
Jakku?
I've already been away too long.
My parents could have come back twice now.
Who's the girl?
She's Palpatine's granddaughter. She's robbing Maz Kanata right now. This is like going into the back of the Walmart stockroom, taking the toy lightsaber and leaving.
Oh my god, how'd you find it? That's a story for literally no time.
That's a story for the tie-in novel. That's only $24.99 at your local Walmart.
And will be contradicted in another tie-in novel next year.
And 2 graphic novels a year from now.
And in the next movie, 4 minutes later.
But we gotta wipe out the EU to make sure that continuity is consistent.
How does someone build this?
Carefully.
How do you start, though? Like, what material?
With a shovel.
Also, let's recontextualize the trilogy. Palpatine was in control of the First Order all along. Palpatine already had the Final Order ships. Or was building them, at least. Why does he need the Starkiller base?
He really only has one plan. That's weird to think about. Palpatine uses the same plan 4 times, and all 4 times it fails. They're a bunch of pussies for not making this Coruscant. This was back when they were still very averse to referencing the prequels at all.
Where'd you get that?
A good question. For another time.
Here, take this lampshade.
Not the giant statue of Maz Kanata. What the fuck? That's like a national landmark on this planet.
Your safety.
She should not have won that fight.
The only competent stormtrooper in these movies is Finn.
And that's why he switched sides.
Yeah.
That's how Star Wars works. He's a good shot, so he's a good guy.
Oh, we get to see Traitor.
I love Traitor.
Raider!
He does the swirly. T-pose Finn. It's the best lightsaber move.
That's one hell of a pilot!
That's one best in the galaxy.
Why did they call him out? It's just like they're catering to us and no one else.
They're catering to us with like foresight knowledge because we did not come up with that joke until Solo came out.
You're so right, Mud. This trilogy really was planned so well.
I know. They just planned it so well.
In depth and detailed. They knew every twist from
Why
the
doesn't he
start.
just freeze the blaster bolt? It's the best power. Do that one. Force heal her.
Force heal her to death.
Use your force speed. They never use that one.
Ah, the classic climb a little bit.
Dude, do the Luke Skywalker jump where you jump 70 feet in the air and make me laugh my ass off. You smell like a Palpatine.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of foreshadowing that. I had to throw the gun to make myself faster.
Well, yeah, that loses some weight.
Aerodynamic.
He starts stripping off his clothes to go faster.
Oh, look, she's actually in this scene.
That's 'cause she wasn't
That's gonna stop happening pretty soon.
Goodness!
Oh my god! No! You wouldn't recognize me with my red arm. Me,
Best part is it's
C-3PO.
not red in the next movie.
Change your hair.
That's cute.
What do you say?
He said you changed your hair. At the end of episode 8, when Luke and Leia meet, she goes, I know what you're gonna say. I changed my hair.
Oh,
Very funny. Very, very good.
That's nice.
that's cute.
That's good.
And then in episode 9,
Good
she
dialogue.
says, of course.
Always trust a droid.
Always trust a
Just
droid.
droid. And like 3 other lines at all.
Why is everyone in this movie just dressed like Han Solo?
The PS4 is in rest mode.
Vader's like a burn victim, and then
He's just handsome Squidward.
So the helmet only disassembled the front little panel.
yeah, that's how you take it off.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be the thing that clamps it on?
Look at that nose. Look
It's
at those
just-
nostrils.
It's just our nose.
How did he fit under that helmet?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's what it is. It clamps his nose in place.
That's why he destroys his mask in 8, because he knows that it won't fit over the scar, because it moved his nose in a different spot.
His scar, which is
His
deeper
nose
in
was
his
a
skin.
little bit broken, so he's like, oh, my fucking mask doesn't work anymore.
And then it healed, so he built it back in episode 9.
Yep.
See? Headcanon.
Cannon.
More like canon.
It's like Chewbacca's pouches.
Yep. Which means several things depending on what movie you watch. So this is a really cool scene because she turns the force thing on him and fucks with his head.
The Force enema? Yeah.
Well, that's because he's using so much, like, exerting and anger, and she's just like, hey, fuck you, beep.
Also, there are dyads. That kind of adds more to the scene, too.
I'd like to think this is where the dyad started.
It is.
Like, it wasn't just a thing. Like,
Yup.
this is where the connection began.
It's either that or when Palpatine was fucking with both of them, he ended up creating it.
I mean, in episode 8, when Snoke connected them over and over again, that must have been
Yeah.
a lot easier because of the dyad.
Yeah.
You will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
Takes out his lightsaber, cuts her head off. I didn't need the information anyway.
Whatever, bitch, you're like a 4.
So who's a better leader of the First Order? Hux or Kylo Ren?
Hux. In this one, Hux.
Once Kylo Ren gets more guidance and more, like, actual confidence
And Hux gets more Hux.
yeah, it's Kylo.
So, like, Starkiller Base. It blows up planets. It blows up a bunch of planets at once. Cool, right? But at the same time, it needs, like, to absorb a whole sun to do so.
It's a bad plan.
It's a bad plan, because I do not believe under any circumstance that you can take a planet through hyperspace.
Let's assume that it can move. If there's a star system, like a solar system, whatever, and you take their sun away, them planets are dead.
Yeah.
That life is gonna die off anyway.
You need to, like, put, like, a glass bubble around it to keep the atmosphere in
Yeah.
place, because otherwise you just yoke through hyperspace and the atmosphere would just stay.
Begin charging the weapon.
It feels like Spider-Man 2.
It uses the power of the sun.
In the palm of my hand.
That's the Spider-Man 2, I'm telling you, dog.
Finn, be careful with those. They're explosives.
Now you tell me?
You know, no matter how much we fought,
Finn blows up next to them.
Written and directed by J.J. Abrams. This is such an impressive set.
Well, it's probably CGI.
This is such an impressive CGI.
No, they built Starkiller Base.
They carved out Jupiter.
Who's supposed to access that?
My friend's got a bag full of explosives. Let's use them.
I like how you brought a shit ton of bombs just in case.
You take the top. I'll go down below. Detonator.
If Chewie went down below and then he took the top, he wouldn't have gotten mad because it's his dad, because it's not his dad, it's Chewie. And then Han would have been not near him.
I think Han planned it to try to talk with his son.
I don't think so. There's no way in hell Han knew that he was going to be here.
Potentially, yeah. Well, it's his base.
The whole planet is his base. He could be literally anywhere. By that same logic, what if Kylo had been up top? Then Han would be like, damn it.
You're my dad's Wookiee, aren't you?
Ben!
Death has appeared.
Leave here with me. Come home.
Okay. Written and directed by J.J. Abrams. Thank God. I don't have to come back for any of them.
Well, now he's in 9, though.
Fuck. Stabbed through the chest and thrown down the gorge of a planet that exploded.
Palpatine did half of that too, and he's back.
Yeah, but he's a clone.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been back.
Also, yes.
Got him.
Also that.
Also, he is a clone, but he kind of isn't because of the other canon.
But if you
novel.
read this comic, he was actually fine because he fell at the Death Star's asshole.
Yet it yoked him directly to Exegol from space.
Yeah, naturally.
We're not done yet.
There's like 20 more minutes in the movie.
Alright, so she's dead. I don't care how much Palpatine is in her, she is deceased. Up the back, I think, is how he dies.
Cuts his
Not dies.
spine. They should have made a way bigger deal out of that injury.
Yep.
Look at this, ready?
He punched him!
Up the
Oh,
spine.
man. This part was a surprise to me in the theater because the poster, I only watched the trailer, I just went in, I didn't read anything.
Has Finn holding the lightsaber.
Finn has the
Yep.
lightsaber in the poster.
And lightsaber equal Jedi.
I thought he was going to be the main character.
That'd be cool.
I think, yeah, a lot of the trailers made it seem like Finn was going to be the main character.
The only reason that she gets this fight being plausible is A, she's dummy force sensitive, and B, because she had staff training. So
Yeah,
I'm not
her-
like mad.
Yeah, no, I was not mad about this fight either.
Yeah.
The will of the Force also decides the winner on a lot of
Like,
times.
everyone already knows who's going to win before the fight starts.
He's not only killed her new dad, Han Solo, he crippled her friend immediately.
No, he didn't. He'll be fine.
Well, he should have crippled her friend.
I like how they have floodlights on the bottom of their ship.
Ah, I got you with the log, Kylo. Now you can't
Imagine
get
if
me.
that got him in the side of the head.
She kind of fights like Palpatine. She has a lot of, like, the thrust her whole
Lunges,
body
yep.
into it. It reminded me of the 960 that he did when he fought all the Jedi.
Why didn't she ever do that?
She should have done that. She would have won the fight.
Oh, that's a great shot. Love the
This
reflection
is-
in her eyes.
This is actually kind of unique to the sequel trilogy because you couldn't really reflect lightsabers off of actors because they were drawn onto the frames.
Yep.
So this is really cool.
First time I saw that in theaters, I thought she cut his leg off.
Hey, knock that shit off. I'm supposed to be winning.
You know, rewatching this fight, her winning is totally plausible.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I have,
he's
like-
very injured.
I have no issue with this.
I didn't have an issue with it
And
when I
even
saw it.
Obi-Wan kicks him. If he was fully healthy, I would not believe she wins the fight.
No, not at all.
You don't just kind of walk away from a lightsaber fight.
Rey should be the only one alive that walks away from this situation here.
You messed up my gorgeous face.
Now I'll be even hotter. Jump the gorge and stab him.
You can do it. She has the high ground. Look, she
Yeah,
wins.
she is a Kenobi.
He's just a Kenobi.
It's time to complete his training.
Kylo's training?
Yeah.
Kylo flies to Snoke, he zaps him and bullies him. Good training.
If you look, you can see Han's body being ejected into space. And then R2-D2 just wakes up.
Wait, why did this happen? because when he wakes up, they just know exactly where he is now.
There's no explanation for why he just wakes up. I'm so happy that was the main thrust of the movie, and they just resolved it.
Maybe, on accident, the plot synopsis will be more detailed than me.
Ah, the Wikipedia page.
Yep. What am I gonna spoil it? As the Resistance forces flee, Starkiller base implodes. On Dakar, Leia, Rey, and Chewie mourn Han to death. R2-D2 awakens and reveals the rest of the map, which Rey uses to find the oceanic planet.
R2-D2 awaken.
I can't wait till the next one where he drinks milk. There's a lot of dumb shit in the next movie. We'll talk about it.
Dumb shit in Star Wars. I mean, it totally fits.
I don't know. BB-8 turning the coins into a Gatling gun's pretty fucking stupid.
Well, that's because that whole scene was fucking stupid, Mike.
That entire 45 minutes of movie or
It's
whatever
actually
it is,
way less than
fucking
45.
bad.
It's like 15.
That 3-hour sequence in The Last Jedi was pretty annoying.
That's the whole movie. That's longer than the whole movie.
Honestly, it's over before the hour mark.
I don't believe Gone with the Wind is shorter than the Canto Bite scene.
I can't believe that one bit on Canto Bite's longer than the entirety of General Hospital.
That came out in 2017. I'm still watching the Canto Bite scene. But not ironically, though, this is a fantastic scene.
Oh yeah, no, this
It's
is a great movie.
way to end it.
And I really like how the beginning of the next movie opens with him just throwing it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's awesome.
So good.
Now, this, literally, I don't get, because she's way too far for him to grab it.
He has the Force.
She's not even going to walk up to him and give it to him. She went all this way. She's
She's getting a little closer.
Stop 10 feet away.
There was a hand, too. Did you bring the hand?
How are we feeling?
I'm feeling great. That's a good movie.
It's a good, solid
pretty
movie.
fun.
I love Force Awakens. I think it's, well, I'm going to rewatch them and decide, but as far as right now, I'm still feeling it's my favorite of the three.
It's definitely not my favorite, but
It's
like
definitely
everything
not
that
my
I
favorite, yeah.
everything that I take issue with, we already talked about while we were watching it.
Yep.
There are parts of it that just don't feel like Star Wars to me.
No, it's fair because there are some parts that just don't, and you're right. One of the things that really gets me, and
It's a good
is the R2-D2 thing kind of really drops a whole point off the movie for me.
I disagree strongly.
It's
That's
very
one
bad.
detail. No, I disagree. I think it's still strong.
I think
The thing is, it wouldn't be so. It's like the crucial crux of the whole next movie, and it's explained by R2-D2 wakes up. That's so bad. That's lazy writing.
Maybe there's a line in episode 8 that where he says why it happens.
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, it
It
just happens.
Yeah, that's a problem I have with the whole trilogy overall. Is like
Stuff
the
just
main-
happens.
Stuff just happens.
Okay, there she is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give this movie a. I'm feeling a 7. 7 for episode 7.
No, 7's way too low.
I disagree.
Like,
Anthony Daniels is C-3PO.
I'd say, that's in though. Like an 8 or a 9. I'm in between. I gave it a 9 when I first watched it, but the R2-D2 ring's really fucking with me because that's really bad.
Also gave it a 9 when I first watched it. I'm feeling 8. A lot of it is it's really good, but I think when I watched it, I had that like
That high
hype high,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, wow, this is like fantastic, and it's still really solid and it holds up mostly. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
No, I'd say between an 8 and a 9. A lot of it does remind me of the first 1977 Star Wars. There are some parallels. It's not exactly the same like a lot of people say. There are parallels, and that's good. It's a nice
I hold true that
callback.
this diverges enough from Episode 4 to be its own movie, and it's really solid because
I'm
of it.
inclined to agree.
Yeah. But there are parallels and callbacks. You cannot deny it.
Yeah.
But overall, there's just a solid film.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, you guys ready for episode Canto Bite?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 8.